Why don't men go to the doctor? I'm gonna tell you exactly the reason why. You're Dr. J. Harris here. There's many reasons why men don't go to the doctor. And we're gonna break that down today. I'm gonna give you five of them why they don't go, and I'll give you five ways to look at it and hopefully reframe your mindset and hopefully take care of yourself better. If you take care of yourself, then guess what's gonna happen? You're taking care of your family as well. So let me give you four facts here about statistics now about men's health, and then we go from right from there. All right. I'm gonna be looking down at my computer as well here. All right. So some of the four facts I want to give you are men are 24% less likely than women to visit a doctor in the last past year. So 24% less likely. On top of that, too, men live an average of 5 years less than women. That is true. That is extremely true there. The next one here, 1 in 3 men haven't seen a healthcare provider in the last year. All right, that's not good. That's not good. I'm gonna keep it 100% with. That's not good at all. Men are 3 times more likely to go 5 years or plus without seeing their medical doctor. That is not good, guys. That's not good at all. And so I'm gonna give you some reason why we skip and all that. And it's a lot of reasons out there, but I'm gonna give you five today. All right, and I'm pretty some of these things you probably know about already. Just how society is set up for us. First of all, it's being the tough guy mentality. A lot of guys out here want to be the tough guy. So going to the doctor or going to the doctor can be looked at being, some people may say the word definition of soft, they may say. Back in the day when I was a kid playing football, they would say, suck it up, basically, stop your crying or walk through the pain, get through the pain and all that. You'll be all fine. You'll be fine. So that's one of the mentalities of why men don't go to the doctor. The second one here, the fear of bad news. And my dad used to always say, bad news doesn't get better with time. So, and a lot of guys fear maybe bad news going to the doctor and all that. But one thing I do know, and I will say this over and over and over on this channel here, is that preventive medicine is the best medicine. You got to believe that. It's no, it's no, that's the way it is. Preventive medicine is best medicine. I wish another way it was, but it's not. Another one here is time and work pressure. That's a big one for a lot of people, especially nowadays in this climate here with AI taking over some jobs and also two people being laid off of jobs or being absolutely, being laid off of jobs here or being fired from jobs and all that. So some people can feel that pressure there. So they don't want to take off work. They take off work, they maybe get behind on stuff, emails, they miss something, and that can lead to other things spiraling out. So I can understand that for certain perspectives. From one perspective, I can understand that. Another one too, being having discomfort from being vulnerable. Because when you're a doctor, you have to be vulnerable with people. You have to, tell what's going on with your body and stuff like that. So some people may not feel that or vulnerability. They may feel discomfort because I know sometimes people will share stuff with people, and guess what people do? They throw it back at you. So same thing with going to your doctor. You may not want to do that as well. Some people may not want to do that, but of course you want to go to your doctor. That's you got to go to your doctor. It's no way around it. Another one here that says nothing wrong problem, nothing wrong syndrome. Excuse me, nothing wrong syndrome is called. And basically, if they don't go to the doctor, then nothing can be going wrong. As for example, blood pressure is a big one here. Blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, those things. Some people say, I've heard some of my friends say, I know my blood pressure goes up high. I get up, I start getting a headache. You don't have to get a headache every time your blood pressure goes up high. That might be just that one time and coincidence or not, but it's not all the time. If your blood pressure is high, it has to be due to you have a headache. That's what they call it. High blood pressure, a silent killer, they call it. So now those are the five things how people see going to the doctor. So now let's flip it now. Let's see if we can turn this around here for us guys here, right? And of course, this video is not just for guys here. This video also too are for mothers out there, wives out there, daughters, out there, sisters out there. This video is for everybody out here, but definitely get this to your husband, get this to your nephew, get this to the uncle, get this to your father out there, because we want them to stay around as long as possible. So let's get it going here. So 5 things here of how you can change the mindset. And of course, we always talk about on this channel here, it's all about the mindset. So what I want to do first here, I want you guys to reframe. I want you to rededicate your mind here of looking at going to the doctor as performance optimization. And this is how I kind of look at it for myself. I look at myself as always being an athlete. I started playing soccer when I was 5 years old. I started playing soccer over in Germany. And I always look at myself as being an athlete. So for me having that mindset of looking at myself as an athlete like that, guess what I do? I take care of myself the utmost time. Yeah, I may have some time eating pizza here and do some other things here and there, but overall, I'm eating pretty healthy overall. I have some stints out there that I may work out maybe twice a week, something like that, and then I'll make sure I get back on it. I have a certain limit I'm at. So with that said, though, you want to refrain from you want to reframe how you see how you see yourself and your health. You want to look at it more optimization wise. You want to look at it more as that you're an athlete yourself, even though you may not play the sport ever in your life. You want to look at yourself as being an athlete. So how can you do that? Of course, um, and I'm actually going to explain it more details here, but you want to take numbers on yourself. Look at stats on yourself here. Like yourself, if you're a big fan of football or basketball, something like that, would you have stats on all your players? You want to look at your stats on yourself, like tracking your weight in the morning time, tracking your body fat, tracking your doing a scale here. If you have a weight scale for your body or a weight scale for your food, those are all great things to track and all that. So you want to look at yourself as being an athlete. In the military, they started training before for the PT test. They had the old test was designed. It was only three tests. It was what was it? It was a 2 mile run, sit-ups, and push-ups. They had now they are looking at more. This is the army I'm talking about here, military wise. They're looking at their test. They changed, they revamped the whole test, and they have I think there's 5 tests they have with that. I think it's 5 or 6. Don't quote me on that specifics on that. But I know it's I know they do the deadlift. They do. I know they do the plank. I know they do the sprint drag carry, and they do the ball overhead ball toss. They do, and I think they do plank. Oh, and the 2 mile run they do. And I think there's another one that I'm missing. But those are just of it. But what I'm getting at here is that they look at military, the army in particular. They change their test. They're looking at them as being athletes now. They're looking at it. So that's what you're going to look at yourself. You want to look at yourself being an athlete because if you're healthy, guess what? Everybody else is healthy around you. So second thing here, you want to find the right doctor. Exactly. You want to find the right doctor that you feel comfortable with. I always say, I was telling my friends here, he was actually going to go to a new doctor. And I said, okay, definitely have questions for your doctor. I say even test your doctor out, not test his knowledge, of course, but test his patience in a sense here. Um, or if you don't want to do that, then I would say ask some questions, and see if they give you a full or they're rushing to get you out of the office like that. You want to make sure that you feel comfortable with your doctor. I interview all my doctors, even my dentist. I interviewed my dentist. I interview my doctors I go to, so I interview them. That's what I did. It's a two-way street because they're interviewing you as well here to see if you're a good match for their clinic as well here, and just have a good rapport with you. If you have a good rapport with someone, then it's no, you don't take anything personal in life. That's another rule I learned about life. You don't take nothing personal in life. People may have things going on. That person may have something going on that day. Just wasn't showed up the best day at work. The doctor you went to go see, then you say, okay, thank you, please, peace with you, say la vie, and you go to your next. You find another doctor. That's what you do. One thing you do here too. Another tip here. A third tip is batching your health, um, all your health things you want to do in one day. I say batch it. It's like for myself, what I did is I went to my family care doctor to get blood work done early in the morning. Saw my doctor. Then right after that, maybe 3 hours later, guess what I went? Guess what I did? I went to the dentist afterwards. It's exactly what you do. Batch them all together, and that'll get rid of one of the tips that we gave earlier. Not tips. One of the things that men have pressure with is that their work pressure they have of missing work and all that, and then missing something at work, and possibly, possibly being let go of missing too many days and all that. So I would batch it up, and it's really a great tool to use, batching it up and all that, all your appointments up. Even batching, if you do your appointments of going to the doctor, get your lab work done, and then going to the dentist, then also to maybe set an appointment up and go hang out with the wife or the kids that day as well. Here, kind of batch them all up. The fourth tip here is a great tip right here. Great tip. This tip here is actually using technology to your advantage. You're already using technology already. A lot of people have the smartphone. You have a smartphone, of course. You have smart Google Smart in your house here. You have Siri. You have ChatGPT. So now let's use that to your health. What I did personally, I bought an Apple Watch. That's what I bought. I bought an Apple Watch here to track my heart rate and also to track my workouts and stuff like that. Trying to be a little more specific. It's not like you have a bank account. You want to be specific of where that money is going. All that. The same thing with my health. I want to make sure, especially being 50 and all that. I want to make sure at any age you should make sure your health is in check. But even so, especially after 50 and all that, and how I can do that, of course, if I'm going off path, I can track it on my watch here and so forth. Had one gentleman, I won't never forget the gentleman I was working with the military, and this gentleman, I won't never forget this. He came in. He was an officer in the military. He was an officer in the army, and what was it? He was a ranger. Yeah, he was a ranger, and he had his Apple Watch on. Then on the other hand, he had his Whoop watch on. Then he had his Garment watch he had on as well. He had three watches on. So this guy was really keeping track of stuff. And I challenge you guys to download an app here too. Just download one app. It could be an app called Lose It to track your calories, or MyFitnessPal. It could be all the types of apps. And a lot of them are free too. On top of that, you don't have to charge any money at all. But so the last thing I want you guys to do, the last thing I want you to do, is you want to make it as fun as possible. And how can you do that? I always believe if you can't make it fun, you're not going to do it that long. You may do it for 6 weeks, 6 months, 8 weeks, or so, like 8 months. You may do it for maybe in a year. But if you don't make it fun, you're not going to do it. So I always say make it social. How you can do it, and just talking about just in your health in general. How you can do that? Maybe challenge your wife or something like that. If you have your kids have an Apple Watch, you guys can challenge your other steps. You can get how many steps you can get that day. They can get it, how many steps you can get to school, how many steps you can get at work. Challenge each other. They even have a app out there called Meetup. It's called, and Meetup. I met some people that I actually go hiking with, and I met tons of people here in the city. It was amazing. Had a great time with that. I went about 4 or 5 times. I went with them, met some great people, and also got walking in, make it a little more social and everything like that. Because if you're making that fun, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna do it over and over again. So, with that said, the bottom line for everything here, for your health, is you taking care of yourself here. Yes, I know you're gonna take care of the dog. You're gonna take care of your wife. You're gonna take care of the kids. You're gonna take care of everything. You're gonna even take care of the job. But one thing I know, because I'm a guy too here, is that a lot of times we will neglect ourselves because we have to do everything for everybody else. Yes, you are. But one thing I have to tell you, if you show up at a better you, showing up, being a healthier you, just getting a workout, you get more energy, eating some proper food in there, and you can do some stuff off track too. Not the healthiest food, but one thing I do know is that you'll show up better. If you show up better, guess what? You're gonna make a better. You have a lasting, a longer lasting impact in your kid's life, your wife's life, and even the dog too. So my call to action for you guys here, if you haven't done it, set up a 30-day physical for yourself here. Yes, set up a 30-day physical. You need to do it. If you haven't done it, do it. Set a 30-day physical. If you've done that, then this is what I want you to do. I want you to download an app here. Download a free app here. If you can track your food for 5 days. Just track it for 5 days and just see where you're at with your food and all that. Just see if you're how many calories you're taking in. Just to track stuff. You'll be amazed at what type of food that you're eating and how many calories is this and how many calories is that. Try for 5 days, or even 3 days. The main thing here, the call to action, is doing something that's for your health. So take care of yourself, guys. Definitely make sure you do this call to action here. Watch the video, send it to someone else. But I wanted to give you this last thing here. Last thing I want to give you. And what I want to tell you guys here is a quote here. I'm going to read it off here. The strongest thing that you can do isn't ignoring a problem. It is facing it head on and dealing with it before it gets bigger. Your health is worth the investment, and you're worth taking care of. Take care of yourself, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Stay blessed. Like, subscribe to the channel. Send this to everybody you know about this. Everybody that you think that will like this. Send it to them, of course. And we talk to you real soon. You're Dr. J. Harris.